Hey everyone, it's Desiree, and we are here on our 6th installment. Yes, number 6 for our Paper Rose Candy Kisses scrapbook album. Again, I do hope that you are enjoying this and having fun, getting new ideas on how you can use this and any other paper collection that you may have. We are on side 7. Yes, one more to go after this. This one is just a little bit interactive. It's a lot of fun. We are going to put our splash of black. But first, in this panel that we have, you can see we're going to have the border of our base page. And this measures 7 1/4 by 7 1/2. No scoring. But we are also going to be, the reason why we're using this as the base and not a piece of pattern paper is because this piece of pattern paper that's cut, slightly smaller as with all of them, we are going to puncture holes in this so that we have some turning elements that are going to go on with this. So what I'm going to do is I have these pieces here. And I'm going to use the cut-aparts. I cut 4. And I went with some delicious desserts and some drinks. It was very tough to choose the ones that I wanted. I do know I want them all to eat. They're just so delicious looking. And I'm just going to get these set into place. Each of these squares, the craft squares, let me just confirm, are cut to 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. And you can see that the borders for each of the photos are just a little bit different, which I am absolutely okay with. This needs to actually come down here. And there's our sticky note. So 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. And you'll need 4 of them. And again, I just used 4 of the cut-aparts from the 12 by 12 collection. So this is how these are going to sit. All right, and we're just going to set these in with the border going around. Okay. All right. Now that I have these set, I'm going to grab my pokey tool. Let's make sure I'm going to move that up just a little bit, and I'm going to slide this up. And I'm just going to, and again, I'm going to eyeball. I know it drives people crazy. But what I want to do too, I want to see something. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to set that there. And I'm going to poke. Good, and I can see that. All right, now what I'm going to do, as strange as this is, I'm going to take this and I'm going to hold it here And I'm going to flip this. And I just want to get that somewhat in place. So that when this comes in, and this is where that's going to get very touchy. So instead of my large ones, I'm going to switch to my smaller ones. Here we go. I don't want it to rip through the paper, although it might, because it's really on the corner there. I'm going to go through there. So I moved it up just a little bit. These are so tiny. There we go. And then I'm going to lift this up too, just to make that hole a little bigger. And I'm going to put that in there. I'm going to turn it to the other side. And we're going to push that down so that we can get it flat. And there we go. And then when they turn it, they have a secret compartment. And that's what we're going to continue to do. So now I want to get this one set. So once you have your borders set, you're committing to those borders. So now I'm going to set this one up just a little bit higher. I'm going to go through and I'll make this one a little bigger. Same thing, I'll make this one a little bigger. And I'm going to grab my scissors because I don't think this is tight. There we go. That was spinning very freely. And you don't want it to spin too freely, or else these are just going to fly all over. All right, now I am going to turn that, because now I'm going to put this in its place and it should be hidden just the same way. So we're going to use the previous one to set the one before. So I know it's got to come off. Again, just eyeballing. Now we should be good there. I'm going to grab another one of my small brads. Get that in. Open the brad up. Push down. And push down on the front just to get it snug. Here we go. Let's do our next ones and let's make sure we put them in the correct way. So again, just lining it up. we're going to come in just a little bit more. And once we do, I just make it a little bit bigger with my pokey tool. We're going to set our panel. And if it looks like it's hiding the hole that we just went through, not a problem. We just go into it again. And again, we're going to grab our brad. And now our last one. And then once we're done this, I will be adding some double-sided tape to the back of those brads in case they should move as well. If you don't, if you keep allowing them there, what could happen is that they'll rub in the paper. And you don't want that to happen because it can actually tear through the paper. So by putting that tape, it's like a barrier that you're able to create. You can always, I always know when it's time for me to trim my nails. Okay, so for this one, let's grab our double-sided tape, and we're just going to put tapes or tape along the corner. I'm not going to cover the entire panel, but I do want to make sure that I've got a good amount on each of the brads. All right, and I'm going to remove this release paper, and we're going to put another piece going the other way. Yeah, this time I'll just cut it. So it's going to have that double barrier. Now let's get this onto our panel. And then get that onto our side 7. Now, is this upside down? No. Yay me. Now, it's really tough to see black cardstock. And wow, okay, I did pretty good on that. Now, once we start decorating, there's going to be something in the center as well that's going to pivot. All right, but those are our pieces, and now we can get them into our side 7. And remembering this is our top, we are to the right with our opening for the odd number. And now we can get this in place. And then you have those little secret journaling spots as these pivot out, which I think is fun. Or spots for photos, whatever they would want your recipient to do with them. So I think that's fun. It's different. It's just different. All right, when I come back, we are going to do our last page. Yes, we are going to do our last page, side 8. So we are moving right along. And again, that means the entire inside is done except for embellishments. And we will be doing that. That'll be the video after this one here. So when I come back, side 8. Okay, here we are, our last side of our album. Yay. And after we're done this, I'll show you, I'm not going to put the pages in yet because we still need to decorate, add all kinds of bits and pieces. Maybe we do want to change some things, change the way something is set up. That could be too, you know, maybe we'll re-look at that one with the curve that I have and change that, because we can do that. We can make changes to our album as we go, which is great. This one's just going to have 4 different flaps, one on the top, one on the bottom, one on each side. They're not going to be doors, but they're just going to be flaps. So you need 2 that measure 4 by 4.5, scored at a 1/2 inch along the 4.5 side. And for the left and the right side flaps, you'll need one that is 4 inches this way. I have it. It should be going this way. Here we go. Let's put our tab the right way. So 4 inches high and 6.5 inches long. Again, scoring on the 1/2 inch. And you'll need 2 of those. And hopefully I will redeem myself because we will be doing a magnetic closure again. Let's see. Now, what I want to do, though, is I do want to get these pieces into place right onto our base. I'm going to make sure that I have my top. I'm on an even. My opening tab is to the left of me. So here we go. I'm going to get these ready and get these scored. Now, you can have all kinds of fun with these. So You could have one here and have one over here if you want. And then you can have these coming straight across. So you can create all kinds of different elements. Whatever you would like, that's your choice. And I think that is what I'm going to do, just to give it a little bit of difference and interest. And where is, I had one. I just want to wipe this off again. There we go. So I'm going to put this one here, and again, lining up along the top. And I'm going to get this one in down along the bottom. And put that about the same distance. Now we're going to get our sides in. Now these I do want even. They don't have to be, but I would like these to be even. You know what? Nope. We're going to set these in at different intervals as well. That will be fun. All right, now we can get our pattern paper background set. All right, now I want to get the insides done. Because then I know I don't have to worry about those. Chose this deep, rich red. And on the sides, I chose the aqua. I thought it was a nice contrast. Almost did it. I heard you all screaming. I need that open. Because we've got to put our magnet in place. Yes. All right, so let's grab a magnet. You know, you get yourself on a roll. At least I do. Now, if I look at this, I think I want it to be like right about there. Yeah. Gonna put that there. Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna grab my second one. Everything is sticking to the magnets. I get it in place. Wow, really? And this was not my trick. I have learned this from watching others. It was a game changer for me because I avoided putting magnets in because of how, for me, it was just difficult to line this up and all of that. And I was watching someone and boom, I'm like, oh, wow, awesome. Who knew? It makes so much sense. All right, now we can put that down. That's the other good thing about liquid glue. You've got that second to pull that up or cover it with another piece of cardstock. So it gives you time to make the correction that you need to, which is awesome. And we're going to set this here. And we're going to set that in place as well. And now we hear the click. I'm actually taking one of the patterns and turning it to its side. So you get that beautiful look. All right, now we're going to open that. We're going to open that. And now we're going to get our other pieces set in. get my tabs out of the way. Okay, so we have these two flaps, and then we have these two. So it creates that different type of element going on into the piece. So remember, once you set your magnets, you're set in the one way. All right, so that's 7, and then that's 8. Now I just put some repositional tape there so that these don't spin around until we can get that element there. But let me bring our book in. So I'm going to carefully bring this in. So this is how I've been storing it, and I've been putting each of our pages in between the hinges that they'll sit with. And what that tells me is, do I have an alligator mouth book? That's what that really tells me. So here's our first, our second, our third, and our fourth. And if I have that resting, and if I do this, does it spring past what it should? It does a little bit. So if I turn and look at this, I'll know more once we get the pages on. And I think one of the things that is causing it is this curved page. So I believe that I am going to flatten her back out, and I'm going to change that to a magnet style closure. So what that means is, so when I take this out, I'm gonna rebend her back down, retrain that paper, just like that. So now she's flat, and then this one too. So now she's flat as well, and I'm gonna put just a little bit of like a decoration on this band, and in there will be a magnet, and then there'll be a decoration up on this. And again, I'm just gonna bend her the opposite way. So now she's flat, and then she will be fine. So now if I slide her back into place, and grab all of my pages and do that again, now she's not doing it as bad. So it was that one page that was really starting to bulge out. So, and you can see why I do like 3/4 of an inch gap in between each of my pages, because they do expand. All right. And I don't want to have an alligator mouth on my scrapbook albums. So an alligator mouth is when this just keeps kicking out like this. On my journals, I love it. Love a big, fat, chunky journal. But for my scrapbook albums, I do want this book to sit flat. I do not want it to alligator and widen itself out. All right, so let's take a look before I let you go. So here We have our panel closure, and we have a flip. That was our first happy accident there. And then this just tucks in. Beautiful scene. We have our doors here for side 1. Now I will trim this string because this is a lot going on here. But we have these doors that open, and then we have a panel that comes up and comes down, and this is an accordion panel. So we've got multiple ups and downs. And I'm going to close this again. And I am going to trim that now. There we go. For our second side, there we go. We have another panel closure. This is adorable. Bug. And then we have 2 pockets that sit here with a flip. So you can see we go with detail and then not so many details. This one we are going to put a magnet in as well so that this stays flat. But we have a decorated panel for the closure. We have this that pops up. We have a little tiny flip there. And we have a pocket put in behind here. A pocket here, a flip down, and another flip that's hidden behind that. So lots going on with this one. But we are going to put a magnet, so when this comes in, boom, it just snuggles itself right there. For our fourth side, we have this tie that can easily just be pulled out like that. It opens up on our doors, and we have 2 accordion folds that flip out for us. So lots of room on that as well. And now I can tie this correctly, meaning it's not upside down anymore. Those of you that know me, yeah, I am so not a bow tire. Me and bows just do not get along. Some people may say, okay, that takes a lot, you know, that's a lot to do. And you're right, but I do feel that this adds a lot when it comes to the details of it. So it's just different, and you can pull it snug, and then we just tie our bow. It's really pretty when you do an entire strip of that. It's absolutely gorgeous. But yes, totally understand. May not want to fiddle with that or make that happen. I am going to trim these just a little bit. So we have that's side 4. For 5, we're flattening this one out. We're going to create a beautiful decoration here. These flip up, and then we've got these 2 wonderful pockets, but that will have a magnetic closure. For 6, little boo-boo, but we have a magnetic closure here, and then we have a left flip waterfall. And then we have the flip that closes that as well. And we'll be adding this over it so that you won't see that directly. We have our spinning blocks here with journaling underneath. Again, I have some repositional tape so that they don't get caught up until we put our mechanism in the center here for them, because they'll go out this way. This one will go out this way. This one will come out this way, and then this one will come out this way. So you'll always be coming from the center when you go out of the piece. And then finally, for our last side, side 8, we have all of these flips just set at different spots, not directly on top of each other, just to give the difference of all of the pattern papers and the background. And then in the back here, we have our very chunky waterfall with lots of beautiful papers and areas for photos and journaling, and again, magnetic closure for this as well. And that is our journal or our scrapbook album so far. What we have next is we need to decorate our pages, meaning with our ephemera, we're going to be adding more pockets. We're going to be adding more secret areas for journaling. And that's what we're going to do in our 7th installment. And that's going to definitely be a longer video, because all of that is going to sit in there from the start to the finish. Then after that, we're going to work on the outside cover and spine, both the front and the back. And then after that, it'll be the final flip through to see what we all have created. So thank you so much for being here. I do hope that you are enjoying this. I hope I'm inspiring you to, if you've already done these, continue, and I've given you some more ideas. Or if this is the first time and you're like, I hope that you will give this a try. And again, this is featuring the Paper Rose Candy Kisses collection, and there is a 1.0 version and a 2.0 version that is available. So please make sure you check those out. It is a beautiful, beautiful collection, and so many bits that are available as well. If you have any questions, make sure you leave those down below as well, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Make sure you subscribe, hit that thumbs up, and ring the bell so that you know when our next installment is available and ready for you to watch. Enjoy the process. Have fun creating your art. Don't stress. Try new things. You can see through this series so far, in every one there's been a happy accident, and that's what they are. They help us grow and they help us learn. So don't get frustrated and never throw it away. Keep going and see what becomes of it. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. But most of all, remember what's always important. Always be creative every day and in everything that you do. Please continue to stay safe and healthy, and I will talk to you in the next one. Till then, take care.